Jnanakosha, Puranas.
सर्गश्च प्रतिसर्गश्च वंशो मन्वन्तराणि च वंशानुचरितं चैव पुराणं पञ्चलक्षणम्.
Shiva Purana, Rudra Samhita. Sandhya born as Arundhati and marries sage Vasistha. When Lord Shiva went away, Sandhya got up and went to the place where Medhati was performing his yajna. She made a mental resolution to have that Brahman as her husband, who in reality was Vasistha, and then entered into the sacrificial fire. The fire of the yajna burned her body and carried it to the solar system, where it was divided by the sun god into three parts and established in his chariot. The names of these three parts were Pratasandhya, Madhyana Sandhya, and Shyama Sandhya. Sandhya's vital force was absorbed by Lord Shiva. When the yajna ended, the sages were surprised to see the presence of a girl who was radiating like gold in the sacrificial fire. They took out that girl child from that yajna kunda. The sages then brought up that girl with love and affection. She was named Arundhati. When she attained the age of 5, Brahma, Vishnu and Maheshwara arrived and married her with Vasistha. Arundhati enjoyed a happy life and became famous for her chastity. Brahma told Narada that since the day he was humiliated by Shiva, he had grudges against him and wanted to take revenge. I wanted to subdue the arrogance of Shiva by proving it to him that even he could be binded by attachment. I asked Daksha and sages like Maricha as to how this feat could be achieved. As a result, Rati and Kama manifested. I instructed Kama to influence Shiva by his powers. Kama agreed but requested me to create a suitably divine woman for Shiva. Myself and Daksha became worried, and during that time we exhaled fragrant air through our nostrils, which resulted into the creation of spring season. The spring season was looking divinely beautiful in her physical form. I handed over her to Kama, and thus all the three of them, spring season, Kama and Rati, went to influence Lord Shiva, who was in his deep state of meditation. Creation of Marganas and Kama's futile attempts. Kama tried his best to bring Lord Shiva under his influence. All the living creatures were spellbound by his powers except Lord Shiva and Ganesha. Kama returned back to Brahma and told him about his unsuccessful attempts. Brahma sighed heavily. From his sides were created the ferocious Ganas. These Ganas were shouting, "Ari Mare, kill her." They even tried to attack Lord Brahma. Kama then pacified the anger of these Ganas. These Ganas were named as Mar. Lord Brahma then sent these Ganas to Shiva along with Kama and Rati to give it a second try. Once again their attempts went futile. All of them returned to Lord Brahma and expressed their inability in influencing Shiva. Lord Brahma then remembered Vishnu, who appeared instantaneously. Brahma revealed about his intentions to him. Lord Vishnu told him that it was foolishness on his part to have enmity towards Shiva. But when Lord Brahma kept on insisting, he revealed to him that this could be only achieved by the blessings of Goddess Parvati. Lord Vishnu said, "If she becomes pleased with you, then she could help you in achieving your goal by taking birth in a human form and having Shiva as her husband. Instruct Daksha to do penance so that Parvati takes birth in his house." Durga born as Daksha's daughter Sati. After Lord Vishnu went away, Lord Brahma started meditating on the form of Goddess Durga. She appeared before him. Lord Brahma said, I need your help in binding Shiva with your Maya. Goddess Durga told Brahma that Lord Shiva in his incarnation of Rudra was beyond the reach of any kind of Maya. But when Brahma kept in insisting, then Goddess Durga agreed to help him in his effort. She said, I will take birth as the daughter of Daksha Prajapati and try to please him by my penance. After assuring Lord Brahma, she vanished. Lord Brahma too went to his abode. With the permission of Lord Brahma, Daksha did penance for 3000 years. As a result, Goddess Jagadamba appeared before him. She blessed him by saying that she would take birth as his daughter and by her tremendous penance could attain Rudra as her husband. But she warned Daksha that if he showed any kind of disrespect to her, she would end her life. With the permission of Lord Brahma, Daksha Prajapati created many things just by his mental resolution. But finding the absence of any kind of evolution and development in them, he went to Brahma to take his advice. Brahma instructed him to create by the help of copulation. Daksha Prajapati then married Asikti, the daughter of Panchajan. 10,000 sons, including Hareshya, were born to them, but all of them were directed by Narada to follow the path of salvation. After that, Daksha married Panchajani, from whom were born thousands of sons, but all of them followed the path of salvation and were not interested in creation. Narada was instructed in changing their mind. Daksha Prajapati became very furious with Narada and cursed him to become an eternal wanderer. He said, You will never remain at a place for long. When Lord Brahma came to know about Daksha Prajapati's anger towards Narada, he went to him and cooled him down. Subsequently, 60 daughters were born to Daksha. He married his 10 daughters with Dharma, 13 daughters with Kashyap, 27 daughters with Moon, 2 daughters with Buhatgiras, 2 daughters with Krishashva, and the remaining 6 daughters with Garuda. Daksha meditated on the form of Bhagavati and was instructed by her to do penance. Daksha did a tremendous penance and thus was born Uma to Daksha and Virani. Uma was brought up with great love and affection. Uma used to worship Lord Shiva by singing devotional songs in his praise. Sati does penance, Shiva marries Sati. When Sati attained marriageable age, Daksha started worrying. Sati understood the reason behind her father's worries. She went to her mother Virani and expressed her desire of marrying Lord Shiva. Her mother made all the arrangements so that Sati could worship Shiva without any problems. Sati commenced her austerity named Nandavrata, which continued for a year. Being impressed by her austerities, all the deities descended down from heaven to see her. All the deities and sages requested Lord Shiva to get married, but Shiva did not want to curtail his freedom by getting married. When the deities insisted, he told them to find a suitable match for him. Brahma and Vishnu told Shiva about the tremendous penance Uma was doing to him as her husband. They also requested him have to go to her and fulfill her desire. Lord Shiva agreed. After Uma had accomplished her penance named Nandavrat, Lord Shiva appeared before her and asked her to demand anything. Uma, because of her shyness, could not say anything. Lord Shiva knew about her desire, so he said, You will have me as your husband. Uma's face beamed with joy, but she shyly requested Lord Shiva to keep this proposal before Daksha. Shiva agreed and said, Tadhastu. He then went back to his abode, Kailash. Sati narrated the whole story to her parents. Both of them became very happy with this news. Lord Shiva then instructed Brahma to put a formal proposal to Daksha regarding his marriage with Sati. Lord Brahma went and informed Daksha about Lord Shiva's proposal. Daksha was very happy at the proposal. Brahma then came back to Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva was anxiously waiting for his arrival. When Lord Brahma arrived, he curiously asked about Daksha's response. When Lord Brahma told him about Daksha's approval of marriage, Shiva was very pleased at this. Lord Shiva proceeded towards Daksha's abode on the auspicious movement of Falgun, Krishna Paksha, and on the 13th day of Falguni Nakshatra. Sitting on the back of Nandi and accompanied by all the deities including Lord Brahma, Vishnu, he reached Daksha's residence. The marriage procession was received by Daksha with great respect. Shiva narrated Sati in an auspicious lagna and he married. Being pleased, all the deities eulogized Shiva and danced in joy. Lord Brahma faces the wrath of Shiva. Daksha presented invaluable things to his daughter Sati as dowry. Similarly, the Brahmins were presented with large quantities of wealth. Lord Brahma was enchanted by the divine beauty of Sati. With a desire to see her face, he put logs of wood which were wet into the Agnikunda and poured ghee on them. As a result, the atmosphere was filled up with smoke. Now Brahma removed the piece of cloth which covered her face. He became infatuated by her beauty. When Lord Shiva discovered about his evil intentions, he ran towards him menacingly. Lord Shiva wanted to kill him, but the deities prayed to spare his life. Lord Vishnu eulogized and worshipped him, and only then his anger was subdued. Thus Lord Brahma was forgiven by Shiva. Though Lord Shiva had forgiven Brahma, yet he instructed him to apologize by bowing down his head. Brahma did as he was instructed. Lord Shiva then established on his head. Brahma became ashamed and asked as to how could he atone for his sins. Lord Shiva instructed Brahma that by worshipping him he could appropriately atone for his sins. He then instructed Brahma to go to the earth where he would be worshipped as Rudra. Shiva said, "Your worship would help the Brahmin in accomplishing every kind of work. Taking lessons from you, people would not dare to have extramarital affairs." After reaching Kailash mountain, Lord Shiva instructed all his ganas not to disturb them. When all the ganas went away, Shiva and Shakti enjoyed a blissful union for 25 Deva years. When the rainy season arrived, Shakti requested Shiva to make a residence in such a place so that they could not be disturbed by rain. Lord Shiva smiled and said, "Dear Sati, the clouds and rain will not dare to disturb you if you are present by my side, no matter wherever we live. Even if we live on the peaks of Himalayas." Sati requested him to make Himalayas as his abode. Lord Shiva agreed and both of them shifted to their new abode at Himalaya, where they lived for 10,000 Deva years. Importance of devotion in Kali Yuga. Sati requested Lord Shiva to enlighten her mind by giving discourses. Shiva revealed to her the importance of devotion in the Kali Yuga. He said that the value of knowledge, jnana, and asceticism, vairagya, would diminish to the extent of extinction in the era of Kali, and only devotion would help a man in attaining liberation. Lord Shiva said, "I had burned the time Kala for the benefit of the devotees with my third eye. For the sake of my devotees, I even abandoned Ravana without any partiality. For the welfare of my devotees, I even instructed Nandi to punish sages Vyasa, who was exiled out of Kashi." Shiva preached on many topics like types of devotion, yantra, mantra, scriptures. Sati doubt about Sri Rama. Deva Rishi Narada, who was listening to the divine tales of Shiva narrated by Lord Brahma with rapt attention, requested him to describe about other characteristics of Shiva. Brahma said, "Once Lord Shiva, accompanied by Sati, arrived at Dandakaranya, where Sri Rama was wandering in search of Sita, who had been abducted by Ravana. After walking for some time, Lord Shiva saw Sri Rama and Lakshmana. Lord Shiva made salutations to Sri Rama. Sati was surprised at Shiva's behavior. She asked Lord Shiva about the reason he made a salutation to Sri Rama. Shiva told Sati that he, Sri Rama, was his deity and incarnation of Lord Vishnu. But Sati was not satisfied by this reply. She wanted to test whether Sri Rama was really an incarnation of Lord Vishnu or not. She disguised herself as Sita and went to Sri Rama. But Sri Rama recognized her real identity and addressed her as mother. Sati was ashamed but asked Sri Rama as to why did Shiva make salutations to her. Sri Rama narrated the following story. Once Lord Shiva requested Vishwakarma to construct a grand palace and a magnificent throne for him. When everything was ready, Shiva invited all the deities for the crowning ceremony of Lord Vishnu. Lord Vishnu was requested to be seated on the throne and was worshipped by all the deities including Shiva himself. He assured Lord Vishnu that all of his, Vishnu's incarnations, would be shown respect by his, Shiva's devotees. Rama was the incarnation of Vishnu. Sati was now completely satisfied. She was also ashamed of herself that she had doubted Shiva's words. She went to Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva stopped looking at Sati as her consort because she had personified herself as Mother Sita. This fact was even corroborated by a heavenly voice. Now Sati's heart was filled up with sorrows. She followed disenchantment Shiva to the Kailash mountain, where he commenced his meditation and went into samadhi. She sat down without saying a word. When Lord Shiva came out from his samadhi, he saw her still sitting there. He felt pity on her and drove away her guilt and sorrows by giving discourses.